What if we really realize it's all a gift? Even the problems, even the pain, even the car accidents, even the hurts, even the relationships that didn't work out, even the jobs or businesses that had challenges.
But the main thing I try and tell people is, I don't know how powerfully I can implant this in your brain, but do not take for granted what you have right now. Because I can tell you I did. I thought I'd be swimming the rest of my life. It was my life. It meant so much to me. Do not take for granted what you have now. When you're doing these activities, feel insane amounts of gratitude that you have a body that can perform these things, because it could be taken away from you tomorrow, right?
You're telling this, I can start crying immediately. I can relate to it. It's not sadness. I used to think it's sadness. It's just overwhelming grace to know I have done my part. But there was also grace, or I wouldn't be here. There's no way. There are many others that were in the same environment and they did not. But instead of what's wrong with that, I look back on that and I just feel such unbelievable gratitude. And it makes me remember that it's not just me. And that makes me even more connected to a higher sense of purpose. That whatever God has put in front of me is there for a reason, whether it's another human being or whether it's a challenge or a problem or an opportunity. And it's my job then to take advantage of the grace that's there, find a way to utilize it for something even more.
It's making you emotional. Talk about that.
Well, God, it's very difficult to understand how demoralized people are. And certainly many young men are in that category. It's really something to see constantly how many people are dying for lack of an encouraging word. And how easy it is to provide that if you're careful. Give credit where credit is due. And to say, you're a net force for good if you want to be.
It's so easy to get caught up in the stupid parts and just not appreciate it. Not appreciate your health. Not appreciate, that's the feeling that I always get if I ever get sick, is that feeling when I get sick, oh my God, this is terrible. I am going to appreciate health so much more as soon as I get better. Because when you feel run down and tired and weak, you're like, oh no, what an awful feeling. I have to recognize that my health it's of utmost priority. You got to be healthy, and don't just think about it when you get sick, because when you're healthy, you think about all kinds of stupid. You don't think about make sure you don't get sick. But when you're sick, you're like, oh my God, I've got to get healthy. Nothing matters until you're healthy. If someone could say, look, you could stay sick for the rest of your life, but you never have to work again. You're going to have unlimited income, but you're going to feel like absolute dog shit every day. You'd be like, no, that's not a life. That's not life.
No.
Life is when you're healthy. And no one thinks like that when they're healthy. Because when you're healthy, you just think about stupid shit. Why don't I have the car that I want? Why does she have those shoes and I don't? Why is this and that? And you just caught up in your own head.
Gratitude is number one on this list in the back for a reason.
Yeah.
Every day's good.
Of course. You're alive.
You're alive. Nobody died.
You're a black swan of black swans. We should not exist.
That's right. 400 trillion to one.
Yeah.
850 million people on Earth do not have access to clean water. The fuck am I upset about this meeting getting canceled?
And how much would you have killed to be in the position you are in right now and taking for granted, right? We would be, the Stoics talk about how if we lost what we have, we would be devastated. And if we saw someone else with what we have 5 years earlier, we'd be insanely jealous of them. And then we'd sit around going being unhappy with what we have. It's insane.
Most people want to be happy, but their habit is to be worried or pissed off or frustrated or stressed. And so they've got a highway to stress and they got a dirt road to happiness. So I wire myself. I've got a highway to gratitude, which changes all your emotion. When you're grateful, you can't be worried. You can't be fearful. When you're grateful, you can't be angry. And anger and fear are what screw people up most in their relationships, in their life, in their business. I do 3 minutes of gratitude where I think of 3 things I'm really grateful for, and I don't think of it over there, I feel it.
What I tell you in the record, every day above ground is a great day. Remember that.
And if you step to life with that level of appreciation, I promise you, living is giving. The more you give, the more you receive.
I thank God that everything I got today didn't happen overnight. Because if it would have happened the day I asked for it, I wouldn't know how to appreciate it, and I would have fumbled it. Because I had to wait so long and I had to fail over and over again to get to where I'm at, I know how to be grateful for my journey. I thank God I ain't a one-hit wonder. I thank God I ain't no random viral sensation. I thank God that everything I got today is by design and not accidental. Because it might take me longer than usual to get to where I'm going, and somebody might get it before me. But I promise you, when mine come, it ain't going nowhere.
If it's a bad day, you're an idiot. You're the one in control. How would you allow it to go bad? Well, I can't help things that happen. You're correct, but you can help how you react to the things that happen. All you do is realize that the shit that happened can't be changed. It happened. So the question is how do I react to it? And do I want that to affect my present? And the answer is obviously not. I used to put a sign on my wall that said, "Congratulations, you get another day, bitch." And I would wake up and I'd start thinking about my car getting repoed, because I'd park it sometimes way away from my house or my apartment because they were looking for it to take it. Man, I had a lot of freaking issues now that I think about it. But when I woke up, I'd look at that sign, train my mind to remember, dude, none of that shit matters. What matters is I get another day. Holy shit, what do I want to do? And then I'd hop out of bed and I'd be excited for the rest of the day. Nothing would bother me because, dude, freaking, I'm alive, bro.
That's a good exercise. Literally, just stand there in the mirror. It'll look weird. You might even cringe, like, "Oh, this is weird. I'm too vain." Or I'm like, shut the fuck. It's you. You look in the mirror. It's not, you're not just, who am I? Who am I? And just think about it. Just even good exercise, gratitude. I used to have a gratitude journal. At the end of the day, I'll write 3 things I'm grateful for. But then, as I kept on doing it, over time I realized during the day, I'll be looking for things I'm grateful for, so I can write it at the end of the day. That way it keeps you in that frame of gratitude constantly through the day. Like, what am I gonna write at the end of the day? What am I grateful for today? So you start flowing in that vibe of gratitude, that vibration of gratitude. And when you vibe with gratitude, trust me, abundance comes. It's magic.
Gratitude is one of the most strongest forms of power in attracting good things. You know, if you truly feel grateful for the things in your life, I always felt grateful for even the small things. I always used to celebrate the small things. Now I might be celebrating the bigger things, but I always celebrate every little good thing that would happen to me in my life. Even before I had any kind of money or any of that, I would celebrate and I would feel grateful for it, and it just gave me more. And this is exactly the same thing that's happening right now. I still remain grateful, and more comes.
I mean, look, man, it's like, it just, the basis of everything is gratitude. If you're not grateful, you're gonna miss a lot of blessings. You just gotta understand, this life I have, this ain't really the way it's supposed to go. This is an exceptional gift from God. This is an amazing amount of grace and favor He done gave me. So, I mean, why not? I can't take credit for none of this. I really can't. I mean, look, I work hard, but really, everybody work hard. This is favor, man. God just did me a real solid. This a lot of favor, man. He just let a dream come true, man. He just allowed me for a dream to come true. Now, faith without works is dead. You gotta work. I do work extremely hard, but that don't mean I'm supposed to be this. See, you gotta enjoy the process. You gotta be grateful when you're making 50,000. Then you gotta be grateful when you get to 75,000. You gotta be grateful at 80,000. A lot of people stay pissed off because they ain't a millionaire. But I got news for you. If you pissed off where you are right now, you'll never be a millionaire. You want me to tell you why? Because there is a principle of success that God requires our gratitude. The more you're grateful for, the more God will give you to be grateful for. The more grateful you are, the more things God will give you to be grateful for.
I love that.
So I've learned that gratitude of my position, of my grace, of my gift, of my ability to reinvent myself, that gratefulness, that's thanking God for another chance every single day, it has been amazing to me.
So when a person shows up in a doctor's office and they're given the diagnosis of rheumatoid arthritis or MS or cancer or diabetes, the common emotions they experience is either fear or sadness. They can think positively all they want. They can say, I'm going to overcome this condition. But if they are feeling fear, that thought never makes it past the brainstem into the body because it's not in alignment with the body's emotional state. You get that person to change their emotional state and get them into a state of gratitude. Why gratitude? We normally give thanks when we get something. Your body is believing it's receiving something because the emotional signature of gratitude means it's already happened. So when a person is beginning to experience gratitude, they're more prone to accept, believe, and surrender to the thoughts equal to that emotional state, and they begin to program their autonomic nervous system into a different destiny.
Scientists now describe gratitude as the lubricant of the brain. When you're grateful, your mind actually becomes more agile. Your mind becomes more flexible. Your mind becomes more adaptive. If I could say it this way, when you're grateful, you just become smarter. And smarter people have more capacity, more potential, more opportunity, and more success.
Day. Create a life that you can't wait to wake up to.
I saw that.
I live that life. I hate to sleep. I hate sleeping.
I've never heard that before.
I hate sleeping.
How much sleep do you get?
Not much.
What's that?
4 or 5 a night. I hate sleep. I love every minute of my life. Love every minute of it. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow.
There's nothing you'll ever accomplish that's more remarkable than that you have a chance to accomplish something. When you're so grateful for the at-bat, you're happy. But people dwell about dumb shit.
Say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. It's how I live my life. That's why I am, one of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours. True desire in the heart for anything good is God's proof to you sent beforehand to indicate that it's yours already.
I've watched people who for 37 years or 18 years or 22 years be the opposite, come into our world or other people's worlds, or marry someone who's positive and grateful, and I've watched them shift their perspective. Humans are byproducts of the information and the energy they decide to consume. This is why I would get so crazy about like people who want to like stay in unhappiness. Like if you're unhappy, if you're deeply unhappy, instead of blaming everyone else for it, put in the work to get out of it. Because you can. I believe in people. This is not like you're you're a bad guy. Like you go no, this is like I believe in you. Like you can do it.